So a table has four legs, four, and all of those legs are at the same height, right? So if those legs are the same height, did those legs start off at the same height? If we make a table and it's made out of wood, dining table, um, it usually starts from a tree. So you take the tree and you have to cut it, and you may have a 2x4 or 4x4s or however your whatever dimensions you want to use for your the size of your legs, right? But some trees have to be cut, and then some trees have to be sanded. You see what I'm saying? So the four legs on the table of education. You got four legs. Of course, you have the parent, you have the principal, you have the teacher, and you have the student. Parent, principal, teacher, student. When I say principal, you may hear me say admin or administrator. That's the same person, just depending on who I'm talking to. So if you hear me say admin or administrator, that's also a principal. Okay. So let's look at the first leg. The first leg is an administrator, the principal. Their job is to train and educate the teachers on the policy and practices, school-wide policy, classroom practices. Train and educate. Educate means put it in here. Train means to see you do it from here outwardly. You got to make sure that you can see the teachers do the practices outwardly that you put inside their brains, okay? And they're also there for parent and student communication. Parents need to know exactly from the principal. This is what you should expect from our teachers. Students should know exactly from the principal. This is what you should do when dealing with our teachers. Here's how our teachers should deal with you. Here's how you should deal with those teachers. The second leg, the teacher. The teacher's job is to train and educate students in a specific content area within the policy using the best practices in a way that parents, community, and administrators will support. Okay? Parents, community, and administrators will support. Now, that's a part of a teacher. We'll come back to that because I can do a whole video on that. That's not today's topic. The third leg is the parents. Their job is to learn from the teachers what and how the students should be producing. And I'm sorry, learn from administrators what and how the teachers should be doing. And then notifying teachers of personal adjustments needed for their student. Okay? So your job as a parent is to make sure that one, you know what your student needs. Two, you're communicating with the teacher what your student needs. Don't wait for the teacher to come to you and then say, hey, you're not doing this. As soon as you know it, say, teacher, my kid needs this, my kid needs that. This is what we have going on, just so you know. Okay? And it's also to get with the principals or the administrators and say, hey, what should your teachers be doing so I know what to expect from the teacher? You may have a young teacher, when I say young, young in the field of education. Somebody that's just new and they're going to be they're going to have some kinks that need to be ironed out. Before you go at the teacher, go talk to the principal. Hey, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. I'm just trying to understand what I can expect to see. That's fair. That's your tax dollars at work. When you pay your tax dollars, whether you stay in a house, you pay property taxes, or you stay in an apartment and you pay rent, they put the property taxes inside of the rent. So as the property taxes go up, your rent goes up slightly. So you're still paying property taxes. So we still, as teachers, have to let you know, hey, this is what we see. Tell us what you see. Just like coaches, just like good coaches. This is what I see. What do you see? Well, this is what I'm seeing from my experience. I think we should do this based on the personnel. That's another topic. We're getting off into athletics. Stay on point. The fourth leg is the students. The students are to do what the parents and teachers agreed on as the expectation for them and let both parties know how they feel and what they need. The job of the child is to do what the teacher and parents have agreed on. If there's not an agreement between that teacher and that parent, they're gonna play mommy against daddy. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about when I say they'll go to mom and ask mom and say, well, dad said I could do this if I asked you. Or they'll go to dad and say, mom said I can do this if I asked you. And they'll play you against each other. Okay? So be careful with that. So as you have these four legs of the table, the administrator, the teacher, the parents, and the students, everybody has to be held accountable. You got four players on a team, four legs on this relay. Everybody has to run their part. You've got to pull your weight as a teacher. When you get tired or when you need help, you need to go to your administrator and say, hey, look, this is what I got coming up. I don't want this to become a bigger issue. What do you want me to do? Call the play, I'll run it. Easy peasy, right? um, Parents, it's your job to say, hey, look, my kid has this. You don't have to tell us all of your personal business, but things that might impact students like, hey, we're going through a divorce. Hey, we're having a new child coming, a new kid is coming into the family. Or, hey, we just had a death in the family. My husband's mother just passed away. So that was my kid's grandmother. So all of these things are things that impact and things that we all need to know. And if we're working together, we can all help each other. Okay, I can give your kid an extra 3 days on that project. Don't worry about that. Don't go out saying it to everybody, but I'll give you an extra 3 days because you have bereavement and grief going on. But don't wait until there's a problem to come to us and talk to us about what's going on. Okay? We're here for you, you're here for us, and we've all got to hold each other accountable. If I'm not doing my job, don't wait until it's too late to say something. Say something in that moment. Just like if I see that there's something more that you can do, hey, I just want you to know this is what's going on. Would you mind? Is it okay if? Just thought I'd let you know. Peace, y'all.